the Father, in the name of the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. I come to you, kneel on one knee, my face towards the sky. To you I will confess. Can you hear me? When I confess.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tony Gomez Show. I got my man John Luna in the house. How's it going, John?
All right, how you doing, Tony? We're here on a Thursday night. I believe it's June 29th?
June 20th. Yeah, we're wrapping up this month and moving on to July. Man, it's been a fucking hot as hell summer so far, and we just barely getting started.
We're barely getting started, man. I think summer was June 22nd, man. We've been in summer for like 2 months already.
I know, right? Summer hit us early, dude.
Yeah, bro.
So, what are you doing to beat the heat out there when you're out working?
Staying hydrated, but it's not this kind of hydrated, brother.
Right?
Yeah, get plenty of water most of all, and then the electrolytes and whatever you can get. They have those little packets. They're very popular. I'm forgetting the name, but I try to get into those too.
Water and shake it up a little bit, and bam.
Liquid IV, man, that helps a lot.
Liquid IV, okay, killer.
Yeah, that helps a lot with the electrolytes and the other vitamins and nutrients that you can get, man. There was I saw in the news yesterday that on Monday one of our local carriers collapsed, dude.
Oh man, that's right. I was gonna ask you about that. What do you know about him? Is he back?
Bro, I haven't heard much. Just because I guess privacy reasons and whatnot, the HIPAA, whatever. But it's kind of like, man, dude, Postal Service needs to step their game up, bro. We need ACs in our vehicles. We need up-to-date vehicles, man. We're rolling around in ovens, and that's evident to what we saw on Monday with that carrier, man. I hope everything's all right, bro.
God bless him and for the service he does for us. But him being a diehard, bless him and his family.
I heard it was a lady, bro. I heard it was a lady. Yeah, it was a lady.
Bless her heart.
Yeah, so
work soon. For
sure. Yeah, man. So all my fellow carriers out there, man, be safe and drink water. Take breaks when you can. Don't listen to management. You come before anything else. So take breaks, man.
That's it. And you know what? All my neighbors out there, if you see your mailman coming and you know how hot it is, offer him a water. All right. Yeah. If he's down, he'll grab it. If not, it's all good. But you're going to feel better knowing you did what you could because they're out there burning through the heat. So do the right thing, neighbors.
Well, yes, sir.
Hey, I want to give you a shout out, man. Last weekend's show at Rich's went fucking great, dude.
How'd you like it?
Learn to Swim and the Outrage and Centipede. Dude, that was one of the best shows I've been to this year, and I didn't get there early enough to catch the Outrage or Centipede, and I missed out. But Learn to Swim was my first time to see those guys, and I'm telling you, man, Isaiah and the bunch, they did it right. They did it right, man.
Tony, you're gonna catch on real quick with how good Learn to Swim is, bro. They got an all-star. I mean, every person in that band holds their own weight. They're all great musicians. And I'm glad you were able to check them out, man.
Oh, dude, it was such a treat. I'm a big Tool fan. Tool and Slayer are my two favorite bands, and they killed it. And it's the thing about Tool is their songs are so freaking long. You're not gonna ever get everything you want to hear from them because they can't even just squeeze all that in within like a 2-hour set anymore. Mm-hmm. So they came out killing Schism. They did Prison Sex. They did hit after hit, man. But I did get Iommi. Holy smoke, how do we not get Iommi?
Dude, that's weird. My cousin Ruben was like, how are they not playing Iommi? But man, dude, that was our first time at Rich's. I was kind of nervous because and this isn't a shot to Rich, man. I love Rich, man. Rich is a great guy.
I love Rich.
I want to tell him, man, you hire a sound guy, dedicated sound guy. He has to run a bar, but then and that's his, I'm pretty sure that's his passion, running sound. I mean, that's all his gear up there. So he wants to do that. He's got a great live show. And that was evident with us, man. He brought out the lasers and everything. And I was like, wow, we're playing. I saw the lasers coming out and I was like, dude, this is so great.
It looked great.
But dude, he did a great job. He did a phenomenal job. Shout out to Rich, man, and everybody there. And so Learn to Swim sounded great. They sounded great. They sounded awesome, man. And I saw everybody just like, wow, these guys are awesome. So I'm really glad that Riches and Corpus got to see a great, in my opinion, the best Tool cover band here. And I've seen quite a bit, man. But Learn to Swim, those are top of the line, grade A guys, brother.
Top notch guys, top notch band. I hope Rich continues to get some more tribute bands in there, and it's not like monopolized by just Brewster Street and Mesquite Street. You know, there's a ton of great bands out there, and to get Riches in the mix, you know, we'll have to, you know, the more venues, the better.
Don't fire me up. Don't fire me up with this. What's going down this Saturday, Tony, at Mesquite Street?
Oh, well, you got to hit me then. What's up on Saturday?
So, hey, and all love to those guys. They're from Houston. They're called the Deft Ones, and they're Deftones cover band.
That's right. But we talked about that a bit. Yes. Oh man, we got to go home.
Look who's calling me. Matthew Gongora.
Yeah. Say hi real quick and tell him to jump in the chat. You tell him to use his phone and
hey,
get
brother. Hey, you're live. Hey, say something.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. What's happening? Yeah.
I forgot, John. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Hey, tune in. Hop on.
Yeah. Everyone come to the house. Yes.
Yes. Hey, but anyway, no, all love to those guys. But yeah, they're playing at Mesquite Street Live, South Side, and it's kind of like I don't know. It's like, okay, well, you know, I guess the guy that runs that place, his name's Mark. I don't know him, but yeah, it's like, bro, you got homegrown here. Like, why are you important? Like I said, it's nothing to those guys either. But I mean, hey, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. We're gonna keep trucking. We're not gonna let any of that, you know, disrupt our momentum or our flow. And like I said, all love to the Deft Ones. They're from what I've seen. I mean, they always play Brewster, and that was another thing. It was like it was very hard for us to get into Brewster, but.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just that guy has. I'm not gonna make any assumptions or accusations. I'm just gonna focus on us, keep doing us, and keep trying to improve. That's it, man.
That's good, man. And you know what? That's a best attitude to have. And you know, I gotta just say that, you know, when it comes to the tribute bands and coming out there, I think that you guys put on a fucking fantastic show last Saturday. And I gotta ask, who's your keyboard player? You got a new addition to the band.
Yeah, so that's Ed.
Ed.
Yeah, and his brother's Reynaldo, the drummer. He plays with like Return to Sender. He plays with Clarissa Cerna band, and they have that other project with my guitar player Matt Wood called One Eye, and so he's the lead singer. He's actually a lefty, as this is a lefty guitar.
No kidding.
He's actually a lefty. I don't know. I need to learn guitar, man. That's one of my goals.
I know, bro.
But that's Ed. And he's the front man for One Eye, and he's also. I mean, we're like, hey, dude, we kind of wanted to alleviate some of the stress off of Hector when playing live with the key parts, and Hector does a great job too. But he jumped in, and whenever he can, you know, he's got daddy duties, and he lives in Kingsville actually, so. Whenever he can, whenever he's able to make a show, he's adds to the the performance and the band. And he's a really cool guy, really cool dude.
Awesome addition, man. I love the energy that you and Matt and Hector was really having a great night, man. He sounded fucking fantastic. And Frank is always he's got such a laid back way about him, but he makes it look so effortless. You know, him playing, he just lets his fingers do the walking, and he just tears it up, man. Takes care of business. I'm very envious of Frank because he makes it look like he could play with his eyes closed and fall asleep and still pull it off. But I love the presence, the performance of all you guys going off, man. It looked great on stage, man. And like I said, the lasers, the smoke, the lights, really a top-notch performance, dude. And I think as far as you guys getting into Mesquite Street and Brewster Street, hit up a guy named Sam Canavati, and I can give you his information. He's the new guy over there, Brewster Street.
Oh, please.
And I'd like to put something together with you know, my Pantera tribute band, and then you guys, and then we'll get something to come into the mix, and we'll have a 3-band show over there, Brewster. And you know, I already kind of presented that idea to Sam, and he's down for it. This time I've got my first foot in the door is going to be July 29th back at Brewster. And I'm hoping after that things go well, and then I get invited back. And when I come back for the invite, that's when I kind of want to do the Pantera thing. Because when I'm there on the 29th, it's going to be Fistful of Metal. But I really want to do a Pantera tribute thing again. It's been a while, but that's the thing we were talking about earlier. It's like, hey, I ain't so happy too when Hostile from San Antonio comes down, or the Houston tribute comes down as well, dude. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, right. It feels kind of like a punch in the gut, bro.
It is, dude. More like the nuts. I'm like, oh, that's our gig. If you want Pantera, come to us. If you want Deftones, go to you guys. Yes. And it's a done deal.
Why are y'all importing those? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's homegrown right here. And dude, you guys kick ass. You guys are so good too. So
thank you, bro. It's gonna be a fun time, man. We'll make something happen, man. Sam's a great guy, and Mark Shaberg, who used to be with Brewster, is the guy making who's running Popular Music Productions over at Mesquite Street. So those are the two cats right there.
Okay,
super
man.
Cool. They've got the venues. They need the bands, so we can work with each other, and we'll make something happen, man.
Like I said, nothing against the Deftones, nothing against Mesquite Street. I actually want to go to that show, and I was like looking forward to it. But I'm doing a sweet. I'm actually got a photography gig this Saturday. I'm doing a Sweet 16, man. So at the Alexis Ballroom. So I'm just like kind of like,
well, you got booked.
Yeah, I got booked this Saturday, and man, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it out in time before they finish. So, if not, if for some reason I finish, I want to head over there and check it out, man. You know.
Yeah, I seen the High and Dry Def Leppard tribute band there, and they did a great job, man. That's a great band, right there. And it was a good turnout, really good setup, lights and sound. And I'm really anxious to go back and see another group. They got a pretty good gig.
How's this? You said good lights, good sound. The stage is cool too.
Well,
everything's good.
Had its ups and downs, but before the show was over, it sounded good. But the band itself, man, they were rocking, man. They just needed. I needed more guitar. You know, I'm at a rock show. I need more guitar. The bass, the drums are all there, and I gotta give a shout out, man. They had a female drummer that just killed it. She fucking kicked ass. That High and Dry drummer kicked ass. It don't make. I just, I got to give her a shout out. I love when females are in the band playing bass, playing guitar, because you don't see a lot of that. It's kind of like a man's world, But you got artists like Nita Strauss coming out, and just, she's just a powerhouse. And encourage it. I just encourage it. So there's a lot of good female artists that are out there in town right now, and I just want to support them and encourage them to keep up the great freaking work. And I tell you what, it looks like we got some people jumping in the chat. 6 Acts want to say hi. Renee, how you doing?
Okay, cool. I think that's 6 Access is Woody. It might be Woody.
Oh,
Woody.
Man, always buy domestic, he says. Yes.
Nice. How are you?
If Aaron's still drumming for us, Aaron's still the man with Fistful of Metal. Absolutely. Nice. Well, let's get to talking about some new music. I know I posted about Fear Factory releasing a new reissue of their album called Industrialized, and the only difference is they made a lot of alterations and typical Fear Factor style, different remixes, and it's a new twist on what you've already heard, and they renamed it Re-Industrialized.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds freaking amazing. That's one thing I've always loved about the production of Fear Factory. It's digital, super tight, but you hear all the right guitars. Everything's at the perfect level, and it's just crushing.
Yes.
And some of the tracks that I thought really killed it were like New Messiah, another one called Landfill, and the title track The Industrializer. Really just some standouts right then. Have you had the chance to see Fear Factory? Have you caught them live?
Yeah, I have. I've seen them, but it's been a super long time, man. I think the last time I saw them was it was like the first, man, what Ozfest was that? 98 or 99, dude? That was
99, bro.
Yeah.
Side stage with Slipknot.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that's too. Man, they were awesome, bro.
It was good.
They were out on Obsolete.
It was Obsolete, 98.
Yeah.
Dude, they tore it up. They were so good. And just like you were saying with the Reindustrialized, man, it sounds. I've had a chance to check out a couple of songs, and dude, Dino's guitar. I mean, his tone. I don't know who I've seen the drummer, but I don't know him by name. And then Tony Campos, and then so is the new singer singing on this Reindustrialized?
No, he's not. That's still Burden C. Bell.
Burden. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. And I thought I'm thinking to myself, God damn, is that Burden? And or is that the new guy? I said, so much like Burden. And so I did my research. I said, nah, it's a reissue of what they already previously done with Burden. But I've seen some live footage with the new singer, and the guy kills it.
He kills it, bro. He kills it.
Those are big Bill.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of songs too with him. And what's his name? I recall. Is his name Simon? What's his name? I'm
the former singer Burden C. Bell.
No, the new one.
Oh, the new guy. I might be Simon.
It might Simon. Is it Simon?
Might be wrong.
Yeah.
Correct me if you know that.
Yeah, if anybody knows, please. But
right.
dude,
Woody, look it up real quick.
Yeah, please, Woody. He's got a killer voice, and even live, he does a job, man. He does the Fear Factory songs justice. So, looking forward to the new stuff that they're coming out with.
Yes. The next track I wanted to get to was talking about one of my favorite freaking bands from the 90s, man. I'm talking about Lejean and the guys from Sevendust. They put out a new single just last week called Holy Water, and it came with 3 tracks. Of course, the title track, Holy Water, is on there. Then they have another one called Everything, and the last one is called Fence. And the singles, the 2 first ones, Holy Water and Everything, are just really hard rocking, solid bashers from Sevendust. Just what we like with those badass Morgan breakdowns in the back, with the tight breaks and stuff. Oh man, I love it. One of the best drummers out there. Definitely would love to talk to him on the show. He's got, I want to say, he posted the other day, maybe he's got a new one. Maybe he's got a newborn. But
I think it was his granddaughter.
That's what it was. Okay, yeah. Very cool, man.
Mm-hmm. Congrats.
Cool. Magic right there. Ugh.
I've always wanted to, and always been just so like envious and like a genuine envy for the way that Morgan can drum, man. That's one of my idols, drum idols. That guy makes it look like just so easy and so seamless the way he does it. He's got a style of his own.
Yeah.
His drumming, like when you hear the drumming, it's like that's Morgan. You know that's Morgan Rose, and I mean, dude, it's just he's that dude's. I am disappointed that they're not headlining the show here with
with Alter Bridge. Oh my God, I'd feel better if it was like a flip flop, show to show.
Oh, yeah.
The co-liner, because my preference is Sevendust, big time by far. They've always been one of my favorite bands to see live because they always sound great. Lejean sounds good, and the bass player, I love the way he plays that bass just hanging.
Vince, right? Vince Hornsby, man, that dude just.
When it's kind of like Laz from El Nino, when he's jamming, the way he's kicking and rocking on stage, dude, like, oh man, makes me want to be a bass player.
Those bass players have really aged well, bro. They're like fine wine, man. They know how to really get into their performance and really just have a good time up there on stage. So that's a good thing. I love seeing those guys.
So shout out, you guys listen to the new Sevendust. You guys are going to enjoy that. So check that out.
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to Baroness. They just put out a track called Last Word. And I got into Baroness a while back, probably about a year before they came with Deftones. And they opened up for the Deftones over at Concrete Street. And I think that was on the Purple album. And it might have been Deftones on maybe with the track that had Pyramids. Maybe some 2 or 3 albums back. And man, that was a great show that Baroness put on. But that new track, Last Word, check it out. So moving on, I got to stick in real quick. Cannibal Corpse got a new freaking brutalizing track. As always, George Corpse Grinder Fisher comes out with some of the sickest, heaviest sounding, brutalizing vocals. And it, whenever the animated version of George, I always picture to be Nathan Explosion from Metalocalypse. He does the voice, and ironically, and it's not by coincidence. He's the man, dude. And I got a chance to meet George whenever we did the Sounds of the Underground show, and Cannibal Corpse was playing, and George wanted to take over the barbecue pit. So Tommy Guns, who played with RPG and was kind of helping out with all the backstage stuff with Jimmy Bullard and the guys, definitely handed over the tongs over to George. And we were just fucking bullshitting, having some drinks and having some fatherly talks because he was talking about missing his kids. And just talking about a bunch of, father BS and doing chores around the house and stuff like that. and just a super down to earth guy, super friendly, and a party animal too at that time, dude. Because at the end of the night, we had 2 trailers. One trailer was basically for the party animals, and the other trailer was everybody that was not drinking, not smoking, or anything else. So you had guys for Cannibal Corpse, Evergreen Terrace, Through the Eyes of the Dead, and I was in there hanging with those guys. And on the other side, it had the other half of Trivium, most of the guys from As They Lay Dying, and it was one night I'll never forget. One night I'll never forget. I hope that tour gets resurrected like Milwaukee Metal Fest got resurrected.
Oh, somebody needs to buy the rights to that.
Yes, make it happen.
Somebody needs to buy the rights to that. That's awesome. I got a chance to listen to, I believe it's called Bloodblind off the new album Chaos Horrific, and it's a rager, man. Eric Rutan and
Eric Rutan, I know, right?
Yeah, it's just always, man. Yeah. And man, it's a good track. I can't believe they're still just pummeling out heavy music, heavy fucking music.
30 years already in the game, man. And yeah, I think it's fair to say that they have definitely been they've been holding the flag for brutal death metal consistently for 30 years. They've they never tried to change into like a new metal sound, a certain time, or go metalcore or anything. They always just kept it brutal, in your face, and I think that's why they've always kept such a strong underground following. That basically, I can't even say it's underground. They're definitely the mainstream of death metal.
Yeah, definitely, and so an inspiration to see. Those guys just being the age that they are and just still ripping it, dude. Just still bringing bangers. It makes me feel like why am I thinking the way I'm thinking? Like, you still have enough time to just keep jamming the way you want to jam, because those dudes are jamming hard, man. So
absolutely, exactly. They're fucking big time inspiration.
Yeah, for sure, man. That album is gonna be killer, man. Just like every other album, they never disappoint.
They never disappoint, dude. Hell yeah. Well, what do you got on your plate over there, John?
Dude, man, just kind of taking a break. I know the last time we were talking, I was kind of mentioning how much I have on my plate and how much I've kind of inundated myself with just shows and photo shoots and just everyday life, and how it's okay to say no to certain things. You know what I mean? And
that's right. I remember.
So we do have one show as of right now, and but that's not till the middle of July, and it feels kind of good to even say that, just because I get to relax and just get home from work and just be with my kids. I don't know if you can hear them; they're pretty loud in the background right now, but just to be with my kids and just just feel like I'm living life kind of normal and just getting ready for the next day. But I mean, as time goes on, undoubtedly I get that fire and that itch within me, and I'm like, fuck, why don't I have a show, or why aren't I playing, and then I feel like picking up the drums and just fucking around on the kit and just learning new stuff. I always get that itch, and that's always like the release for me. But as of right now, I got nothing. I got some, I mean, as far as like photo shoots, I do have a couple, but that's really not like a gig or anything like that. It's not like, you gotta load up your equipment and go to the venue and unload and then play and then break down and load up again. You know what I mean? So but I mean, I do look forward to getting that itch again, and that's something to look forward to. You got to take a break every once in a while and just kind of like you're gonna go on vacation. You know what I mean? And I know you're gonna get recharged and re-energized and refocused, and that's something that everybody needs. So you got to take that time off for a bit, and we'll just come back strong and ready to go again, man.
I know, man. Exactly. That's what I was telling my wife. I said, you know what? I don't have anything booked until July 29th, and it feels good for a change.
Yes.
I'm trying to squeeze a bunch of stuff in, but that gives us time to work on some new stuff. And I know with Fistful of Metal, we're working on a song called "I'm the One" from Van Halen's first album. Okay. I'm the one. Oh, show me your love. Show me your love. And man, that freaking jam, I freaked out because sometimes Steve and Joey from Fistful, they've been playing music for so long, they'll just start playing a jam, and I'll be like, holy shit, you know that one? And Another one we did last time was Limelight. So next thing you know, Steve starts playing Limelight. Aaron plays in, and then Joey's like, "Hey, I know that one too." I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I bring it up on my phone, and next thing you know, that's going to be another one on our hit list.
Nice.
So and I want to do Cult of Personality from Living Color. So
yes.
you know, I'm just like, yeah, I want to keep challenging myself as a singer. That, you know, that's a big song to be singing, man. But that's what I like to do. You know, and shit.
Yeah.
You know, I think I gotta give a shout out to Joey and Steve, because when they first let me get on the stage to sing a few songs when they were called Refueled, it was from Static X, Push It, and it was Killing in the Name Of from Rage Against the Machine. And after I did those two songs, 2 shows for him, Joey asked me to join the band. But to me, that was him giving me an opportunity to do something different than death metal for a change.
Yeah.
You know, I had Integrity, I had Kill 'Em More, but I never done anything else, you know, on stage like that. Sure, I sang that shit at work or in the car and stuff, but you know, now it's time to really get in front and do it. And since then, I fell in love with it. You know, it's, you know, you fall in love with these songs, and that's what we keep doing. But to those guys, thanks for making it happen. Fistful of Metal, and you know, we got some good stuff coming up. But I gotta also mention what's on the next on the agenda for Conscientious. You guys had a great show the week before.
Thank you so much, Tony. Man, it kind of all ties in with trying just being so busy and trying to find time to do Conscientious, and I know we've mentioned it before, but Tommy is like also a business owner now. He's got his Ridgewood AC, you know what I mean? And so and he lives in Aransas Pass. Not saying that that's stopping anything, but it's like it's just finding the time to get in the practice space, and the potential's there, the music's there.
Yeah,
you know, and this is Tommy's baby. He's actually got songs that we just need to get, you know, buckle down and get to working and working through the songs and being creative, getting all our creative minds together and writing these songs, because we can do them and they're good. I love the way Tommy writes. Tommy writes in the perspective of a drummer, so I can relate to that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's so easy to play music to Tommy Martinez's guitar playing, because it's like a drummer. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. Yeah. So it's there. The music's there. We just got to get into it. We got to get our lazy asses in gear. I mean, dude, if it's contrast, you know, it's contrasted to me saying I want to take a break, but then, you know, also in the back of your head that if you want something really bad, you're going to have to work that much harder to get it done. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm always aware of that mindset and always aware of, you know, what's ahead of me and what has to be done. And if you want that, you're going to have to buckle down and really work hard at it. And what it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Everybody's got a lot of things on their plate. And but man, dude, we hadn't played a show in I don't know how long until that Boozer show, and even at that, it was decent. I felt like it was good. You know what I mean?
It was good, man. I love seeing Mike jam, man. Mike's a shred.
Mike is
Mike
is just right up there with that's my. It's like Matt Gongora and Mike Bettis are 1A and 1B to me. You know what I mean? I get the pleasure of jamming. They're both 1A. I don't know who you want to interchange in and out to say who's better, but I get the pleasure of jamming with Mike Bettis. It's like, wow, dude, that dude's just he's like, he reminds me of like a Brett Favre. You know how you got OTAs, you know, organized train. It's like he doesn't even show up to that. It's like he just can show up to the game if he wanted to. He could show up to the game. Meanwhile, us second stringers, you know, like me, I gotta get every practice I can get in, you know.
Right, we can't take shit for granted, man. We gotta put in work, dude.
I mean, he does practice with us. It's just his talent. They're on like another level, man. And you jam with guys like that too, where they're just like next level. That it's in their blood, you know. Guys like me, I gotta stay consistent with it. I gotta keep working at it daily. Or not daily, but you know what I mean? Like every so often, if I'm not, then I start drifting and and then it gets like, that's not fun. You know what I mean? Like Periwinkle, to play that music, I said it on the podcast with Hector when we did you know, the show. It's like I hated that music because you had to stay on top of it. You know, it
Yeah.
made you stay on your toes, because if you weren't on your toes, then you got Matt Gongora looking back at you like, "What are you doing?
What are you
You know what I
doing?
mean?" Yeah,
Exactly,
so,
bro. Yes. Shit. Good time.
so
Good
good
times.
times, man. Good times,
Love
brother.
Hey, it looks like Woody answered back. He said the new singer for Fear Factory is Milo Silvestro.
And
Milo.
Mike Heller is the drummer. Mike Heller is the drummer.
Oh, Keller, good. Thank you, Woody. You always the
Thank you
man.
so much, Woody. Yes.
Well,
Oh yeah.
let's see. I wanted to mention a couple of things. I know that Corey Taylor's got a record that's fixing to come out. Corey motherfucking Taylor 2. So it's going to
Taylor
be
too,
second
yes.
release. And Corey's always fired up, dude. He's a guru, man. Everything he does seems to turn to gold. But doing your solo album when you're the lead singer for Slipknot, and it's kind of like Serge when he left, when he did his solo album with System of a Down.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I understand the singer having to break away. They've got their own material, and I bet you there's a manager in the back of their head saying, "Hey, you need to do a solo record. You need to do a solo record." It's kind of like that movie Bohemian Rhapsody when Freddie Mercury's there, and there's a manager saying, "Hey, you need to go and do your solo record." And
How was that movie, real quick?
Huh?
How was that movie, real quick? I haven't seen it yet.
Incredible. You got to see it. It's incredible. I love the Live Aid part where they recreate the Live Aid performance, and they do a freaking amazing job. Great movie. Great movie.
I gotta see it. I haven't even seen the Elvis one yet, dude.
And they show a lot of behind the scenes. That's what's really cool about the making of different songs and how they got the beat for "We Will Rock You." Dun dun da dun dun da. And you know you can appreciate it because they show a lot of the tensions between the bands too. You know, the creative tensions. You know, punctuality and the drivers in the band and the ones that maybe not drive too much, but they always stay on track. And it's just really super cool. I definitely encourage you to watch that one.
Oh, I gotta check it out, man. Yes, sir.
So, Corey says in his words, he says, this album is going to be the best album of the year. And he says it feels alive. The songs are incredible. And it chews up the first album and spits it out. So more power to you, Corey. One of my favorite vocalists and singers out there. And I can't wait to hear it. I haven't heard a track yet, but I'm anxious to hear that second album coming from Corey. Because it's you got to get that creative. Even Rob Halford from Priest, he left, and then that's when Ripper joined because Halford had to do a solo album that was kind of like 9 Inch Nail-ish, where it's kind of very industrialized. And then he did Fight, and singers gotta do their thing.
Hey, Fight was badass, bro. Fight was killer, man.
Awesome, dude. Oh, dude.
Yeah, nailed to the gun.
Just the perfect combination. It was a great time for him to come out too. What a great time for the band.
Yeah. Speaking of Corey Taylor, man, this past week I've really just reflected on a Slipknot album. Well, first off, it started with the Adderall, man. Last time we were on the podcast and you mentioned the Adderall just came out.
Yeah.
The EP. So I was like, let me jam this. Surprisingly, Tony, I really liked it a lot. I really liked it a lot.
Pushing it open and keeping the creative juices going, and had that little touch of vermilion, but very much in its own way.
And it reminded me of probably it's number 2 of my all-time Slipknot albums. It's either Iowa's number 1, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, I love Subliminal Verses. It might be my number 2.
Okay, yeah.
And so for people to like be up in arms and like kind of complaining about like, what are these guys doing? Dude, they've been experimental since Subliminal Verses came out in 2003. You know what I mean? Those songs on there have sounds that are comparable to what's on Adderall. I get it. Adderall's just kind of just really low tone and slow. But dude, it's got a lot of feel to it. And that's what I really loved about Subliminal. And dude, I love those songs on Subliminal. I've been jamming that album hard this past week, and just 3 Nail, The Blister Exists. They got so many, dude. Vermilion Part 1 and 2, The Nameless. That album's killer, bro.
Super talented band. It's a shame that you can't keep a 9-piece band together forever. God bless, rest in peace, Joey, rest in peace, Paul.
Yeah.
But that creates opportunities for these other badasses to jump in there and make a name for themselves too. And God willing, the Slipknot fire just keeps burning on and on, man. Because I tell you, there's maggots out there.
The pulse of the maggots.
Maggot as well. So I love Slipknot, dude. I love the show. I've always been a lover of big shows. And there's only maybe about 3 or 4 bands that even put forth the effort into putting on a show to the caliber of Slipknot. And that's like Kiss, and I can give Metallica some of that because, they come out with the big screens and, all that shit. But I want to see more fire. I want somebody to come out like fucking Ronnie James Dio with a fucking dragon.
Yeah.
Dragon on stage, dude.
Man.
Something
so epic.
Yes, man. Black Sabbath style or something. I want to see somebody bring a dragon. I want to see a Dio did it. Well, speaking of Black Sabbath, Tony Iommi is in the music news. He did an interview with Eddie Trunk, and he was on the Eddie Trunk podcast. And that's one of my favorite podcasts to listen to. Eddie covers a lot of cool stuff with artists from all kinds of genres. So check out Eddie's podcast as well. But I didn't know that Tony had been diagnosed with early stage lymphoma over a decade ago. And what he had to tell Eddie was, I'm up and down. Some days are good, some days are bad. And, I can only imagine what it feels like to know that you've got that kind of shit in you. And God bless, when it decides to get the best of you, you're not really going to have too much to say about it. But what a fighter and what an ambassador for metal and for cancer patients out there that say fuck cancer and that are doing their best to fucking live the best kind of life they can, regardless of this fucking beast of a disease that we're still looking for a cure for, and that all of us are trying to dodge. So,
dude, I commend those like the Tony Iommi's and the Dave Mustaines and just the Eddie Van Halen's, like those people that go through that man, just that turmoil mentally, physically, and just to be brave enough to, you don't see them like waver. You don't see them scared.
They sure don't
think about it. They sure as hell don't show it. And I just think I'm a thinker, and I think about that situation, like all kinds of different situations. But that's something I think about. I'm weird, and I would fold. I'd fold in a second. So to see those guys and to see how they act and react and live their lives and just, man, it's an inspiration, bro. God bless all those guys.
Yep.
And fuck cancer, bro. I actually had a dream one time, Tony. It was so weird. I had this dream that I in my dream I had found the cure for cancer, and then when I woke up, I couldn't remember what it was, dude, and it pissed me off so bad.
Wow. You're like, oh
pissed
my God.
me off. And it was something so simple. It was something so simple, and it is. I know the cure for cancer.
Almost like a natural cure.
Yeah, I know it is, man.
Son of a bitch. And I know, man, God, I don't want to go down I don't want to put my tin cap on, but by God, I know I've heard it. And I just think if you got the right money, like anything else, money, buy whatever the fuck you want, whatever you need.
Money, bro.
And if you don't have it, well, we're kind of fucked. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go with all my brothers and sisters. I ain't got money. So, it's a damn shame, but you wonder about some of these stars that have come down with diseases and have been able to kick it and look fantastic and just beat it, and more power to them. But by God, if you got a cure, share that motherfucking cure. People are dying from that left and right. And we need a cure. We need a cure.
I think a lot of it, Tony, it's in here. If you got a strong mindset and you got a strong will,
man, that's good.
That gets you through a lot of stuff. And I saw that during the pandemic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just fear can take you down, man. Fear is a killer.
Yeah.
Stress and anxiety is a killer. And as long as you have a strong mind, you have a strong will, and you have a strong spirit. You have a strong spirit, you can get through it, man. Along with the, modern science and the medicine and technology that's given to us, man. I think this right here holds a key.
Absolutely. You brought up a good point. It makes me think of I was listening to the Steve Austin podcast last night,
Oh,
and
cool.
he had an awesome badass, and I mean a full-on badass retired Navy SEAL named Jocko Willkett. And this guy just put out a book. And the best thing that I'm going to pull away that I want to share is that when he speaks to companies to encourage them, he shows them about leadership, and he tells them how the Navy SEALs, the way they were able to conquer and achieve all their missions is by leadership and good leadership, and how everybody is working together and playing a part to achieve a particular goal. And just like when you're in combat, it's just like when you're trying to either build something at work or have a group of people create something new. And what he said is, you know what? Sometimes people come to me and they say, you know what? I just lost my job and I think my wife's going to leave me. He says, good, good. What else you got? And he comes up with, my car's broken and I think, I'm going to lose my house. Good. How are we going to fix this? This is opportunity. And it's just like you said, you know what it means? It's in here. How are you going to make this opportunity to fix what is broken or fix what went wrong for you and overcome it? You've got to do it. You've got to do it. Have the mental strength to do it. And you know what? Hey, not all of us do all the time. So we have our best days and we have some strong days. And some days we're just too damn tired when we get out of work.
Whoa. Yeah.
Take on the challenge. We're all going to have those bad days, but keep that PMA, that positive mental attitude. And by God, reach out for one of us and we'll give you some encouragement, man, because we're doing our best to believe in ourselves and to encourage ourselves. Hey, we can do this. We can do it.
It's so easy. It's so easy to fold and just give up and like
yeah, anyone can do that.
Go and have a pity party, and that's just like it's that in itself is so tiring. You know what I mean? It's like I'm so for I champion just the good outlook. Like I hate negativity. I hate, you know what I mean? And that's something that's just like taken the world by storm forever. That's just it's their natural instinct is just to give up and look at everything as in a bad outlook. And so when you said Jocko Willink and you mentioned that good, man, it's like there's times where it's like we didn't get what we wanted this past week, and it's like, well, yeah, it's good. You have an opportunity to come back stronger and to be better next time. So I love that mentality. I love that attitude, and I'm always championing like just light, just because the world's so dark. And you know who's gotten me through a lot of tough times, man, is Jesse Leach and Howard Jones, man. They're as vocalists, their lyrics are all about bringing a light into this darkened world, bro. So yes, it's I always bring up I always bring those two up in my mind, and you're just hitting a spot right now because there's a lot of shit that's just so negative, man. And being being mentally sick, and I can say that I've been mentally sick for a long time. It's fucked with me. Anxiety, panic attacks, mental illness. That felt like that storm was never gonna end, and I felt like there's nothing better for me, but to live this life of just crippled insecurity and panic. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? And so there's people like me and you and people all around that can bring you out of that. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to turn to your buddy. Right. And don't be afraid to even, man. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to tell your story and to talk about your feelings. Yeah. Find somebody who can listen, man. You know what I mean?
I like when people say it's okay to say you're not okay. Because a lot of times you always ask me, hey, how's it going? You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. And then you just leave it at that. But it's okay to say you're not okay and say, you know what? Fuck, I'm having the worst day I've had in a long time. And it could be a snowball effect. It could be a relationship. It could be your car. It could be your kid. A combination of all that. And we got to figure out how to rise above it. I've got to give a big, huge shout out to our man, Daniel Adame, who just tuned in from Cabo Wabo. Holy smoke.
God.
Let's go. Woo. Man, thanks for chiming in tonight, man. Yo, yo, yo.
This guy's over here sending me pictures of his hotel room right now.
Yes. We love you, Daniel, man. We're missing you, brother.
Oh my God.
So super excited for you. Having a great time there at Cabo, man. Hell
This
yes.
dude's in Cabo. Hey, but fuck me, right? In the famous words of Hector Juarez, right?
That's right. Yes, exactly. But fuck me, right? Hell yeah. Hey, we love you, man. We love you.
I love you, Daniel.
Real quick, Dan, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show, but I hit up Marcus, and John hit up Marcus too. So we're looking at hopefully getting him on the show next week or the week after, and get some background info on El Nino, and maybe get a little peep at some new music that he's got coming. So I'm gonna need your help getting that show together for sure, brother.
Go, Papa.
Yeah, we'll all be on that one. Hell yes.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, while we're talking about negativity, before we move on, last guy I wanted to hit, who's going to also be in town with our guys in Sevendust at the Alter Bridge Sevendust, and with this band Mammoth VH, my man Wolfgang is came out saying that, you know, on his social media it's just a pile of negativity, and that they're just fucking mean people everywhere, and that every time he goes to the social media, people are just hating like motherfuckers. And you know, he doesn't really comment. He's not gonna feed into it. When he's on the road, he doesn't really comment too much because he's kind of busy. But he realizes that, hey, in this business, you got to kind of show your face every day and let people know where you're gonna be and all that. But it's just it's kind of been a real, you know, an eye opener that, you know, people are just can be real shitty. And golly, it's just it's a pain in the ass. And you know, when you got that public spotlight, and even when you're Eddie Van Halen's son, a son of a rock and roll legend, that, you know, there's nothing I wouldn't do for Wolfgang if I was ever in his presence, man. Because I was like, you know what, your dad is the man. With anything you need, I'd be humbled and honored to be able to help. So people hating on somebody like him, and I've seen the guy. He's such an incredible musician. He holds it down. I'm a big Michael Anthony fan, and when they got Wolfgang in the band and let Michael leave, it was like a hit to the nuts to me, because hey, Michael's been with you since the beginning. I know he's your son, but this is still fucking Van Halen. But it's your band, and you know, shit happens. And Sammy left, and they had their words, and it is what it is. And you know, working with the Van Halen brothers may not be as easy as you think. But Wolfgang, I'm gonna be there. God bless. You know, are you planning on going to that Alter Bridge 7?
I am planning to go on to it. Yeah, first off, Wolfgang is a phenomenal talent. You know what I mean? Yeah. Transcended, just like we were talking about with there's like Mike Bettis, like Angora, Daniel Benavides was another one from Fall. Man, that dude.
Daniel, yeah.
Fuck, that dude's amazing. So, and I'm just talking on a local level. You know what I mean? Jesse Santos, all those guys.
Oh, Jesse.
Daniel Trejo, you know what I mean? I can go on and on, but just like that dude's on another level. And for people to be just fucking stupid, petty, talking shit, it goes. I want to just kind of veer off for a second, but just kind of prove a point to like how shitty and doomed we are. Is this whole submarine thing that happened with Ocean's Gate, and people just like talking shit, just bashing these people and just fucking making fun of them. And I get it, you know, it's a billionaire. The dudes have money. Yeah, they don't know what else to do with their lives, so they're gonna go down to the Titanic. Well, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But it's all in all, it's a fucking sad situation. It's just so sad, bro. And just seeing like meme after meme and post after post and conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory. Regardless, I'm claustrophobic, Tony. If I were stuck in a pod like that in the middle of the ocean, bro, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I mean, it sounds like one hell of a trip. And if you got the money, God bless your heart to be able to go down there and experience something like that. Yeah. And it's such a tragedy because it was all just done out of just the man's sense of exploration and our need to want to see what's down there, man. Hey, the Titanic. Hey, that's That's some big time shit. If you're gonna go down there 2.5 miles below the sea surface, you're asking for shit.
You're asking for it.
But
And so
Titanic is down there, so that's the only way you're gonna get to it. And just rest in peace. Bless their hearts, bless their family.
I wouldn't do it. I'm not giving them a pass for not being they're smarter. I don't know. I just hate the negativity that's going on. My timeline. It's just like what the.
It's a tragedy. Somebody died out of it's supposed to be a fun moment with the dad and the son. And, and it just had the most tragic kind of ending possible.
So going back to the, Wolfgang and just everybody or just whatever. I know, and I hope he knows not to even let that bother him or don't even look at the comments. You can't.
He seems like a real fucking trooper and a real badass. And I'm looking forward to the show, man. It's going to be a killer show.
Yes.
I'm going to chanting for Wolfgang, dude. Big time.
That one's in August?
August 19th. It's going to be right after the Lamb of God show on the 18th here.
Golly.
It's going to be a big Asia strain. Yes. Heavy. Holy smoke.
Tony, let's get into another one here. Another tour that's coming close, I believe, right? Let's see. What do we got here? We got San Antonio, Texas on October 7th at Techport, and that's the Cradle of Filth, Devil Driver, El Nino, Black Satellite, and Savage Existence tour. Double Trouble Live 2. How do you feel about that tour?
Oh my goodness, man. That's what I want Marcus to come on here and give us his take on it. I think it's going to be freaking crushing, man. Holy shit. Cradle of Filth, Devil Driver, El Nino,
Black Satellite, and Savage Existence.
Savage Existence, man. That's a hell of a fucking bill right there. I've seen Cradle of Filth once, and it was over at Ozfest. Danny Filth is a freaking amazing black metal vocalist. Yeah. And I love what he does. I love his version of "Hallowed Be Thy Name." And Devil Driver Dez is just one of the heaviest vocalists out there. And I think when they came out with Devil Driver after Cold Chamber did their thing, I felt like Dez came out and he said, "Hey, motherfuckers, we're gonna fucking be the heaviest fucking band out there. And if you're not up for that, tell me now, because we'll find somebody else." Because they came on fucking heavy, super intense, but everything fucking fit. Everything was catchy and had hooks, and they're very fucking unique, and they've done very well. Very well. So I think that's going to be a banging tour. And I know El Nino, like Marcus said, he's in the studio. Maybe they'll be dropping some new music on that tour. So I think it's going to be one that you don't want to miss. And I want to trip for you. Did you say it's going to be at Vibes?
No, this one says Techport. Techport. Yeah.
That's like it's bigger than Vibes, or because Vibes is a pretty big place. But Techport Center, Techport Arena, maybe.
Which I'm unfamiliar with. Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a hell of a big show. Well, I know Daniel said absolutely he's going to be there helping us out whenever we get Marcus on here. And he said, count yourself in, John. Yes. And I know Daniel's going to be there. Hopefully he's going to probably, catch most of the tour with the guys. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be at the San Antonio show catching some photos with the guys too.
I just published the ones I took of them. At the Rock Box yesterday. I don't know if you checked those out, Tony.
Not yet. They're on your page?
Yeah, Eternal Photography 2020 on Instagram and Facebook. Shameless plug there, but no, go like the page for real. I'm trying to build my portfolio up, and like I said last time, big thanks and love to Marcos Leao and Daniel Adame for even letting my noob ass in his way and take pictures. I had the greatest time and the greatest experience, and it was like a learning experience and just something that I knew I was going to be able to take away some great knowledge from just being able to go. And that was something I want to talk to you and people out there too, man. Is I know I'm on the wave of just like taking a break right now, but hey guys, those that do have the fire that's hidden right now, because the fire hits at all different stages in our lives. You know, the fire can be out in mine and yours, but it could be like burning, really bad in Sean and Mark's right now. You know what I mean? So what I want to tell you guys out there is don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Getting out of your comfort zone, get uncomfortable, in other words, you know what I mean?
Good.
Go out there and do what your mind's telling you not to do. And I'm not telling you to go jump off a bridge or set yourself on fire. Or do some stupid shit like that. Just go out and do what you know that you can do, but are hesitant to do it. You know what I mean? Go out there and show yourself, make yourself proud, man. You know what I mean? You what's that saying you got? You're the master of your destiny. And
you're the master of your own destiny and creator of your own future. You've got to do it. Yeah,
there
man.
You go, man.
Absolutely. And I'm a believer when people want to do something, there's the only thing that's stopping them is themselves. You know, and you got to figure out a way. And everybody that's been successful in this music business that I've wanted to make a career out of has done it by just living and grinding every fucking day. And, you know, Marcus Leal is a perfect example, man. He's in the studio right now with El Nino, working, grinding every fucking day, making himself available for other projects because, you know, he's got a great voice that he's willing to share with some other people that, you know, hey, if you want to collaborate, man, he's just he's a great example for all of us. And it just kind of goes to show that success is something that is a fucking journey. And you keep building it up. It's like you're building a Lego palace, and it's of gold, of rock gold. And you know, guys like Marcus is he's building that, man. He's building it, and things just keep on getting bigger and bigger. And he's a great company. And when you got great support like Michelle and MJ at home and a great family, there's nothing stopping him, man. And that's the same way I feel about you, Hector, Matt, Frank, Tommy, Mike, Shinobi. You guys just you're grinders, man. You're lifers like myself. We've been doing this.
Just like you, man. Just like you.
And we're gonna keep doing it until we can't do it anymore. And take it from me at 50, you know, I'll be 53 this year. I don't see an end in sight. I just feel good. And
that's
I just
so awesome.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. It feels incredible. And I want to encourage everybody, hey, learn that guitar, learn that bass, learn your guitar, learn your drums, learn your keyboard, be involved, get into music because it just it's a life-changing experience when you can join a band and become, you know, part of a brotherhood and keep moving forward like that.
Yes, sir. There's so many outlets for these young creatives, old creatives, middle-aged creatives to get into. Don't be afraid to step into something that's unfamiliar territory, man. Go out and do it. That's what I'm doing here. I mean, imposter syndrome's going to kick in Saturday night, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be taking pictures, and I'm going to be communicating with people that I don't know, and it's going to be awkward, and it's going to be, you know, uncharacteristic of me because I'm kind of an introvert. I'm not going to lie to you. If I don't know you, I'm not going to be like, hey, dude, what's up? But trying to run a business here, I'm trying to get my feet off the ground. You got to communicate. You got to get uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And so I know deep inside here, I'm not what my mind's telling me. Like, well, I know deep inside here, I know what my mind's not telling me. And so we're going to go out there Saturday night, have fun and build, like you're saying, man, like what Marcus is doing. Build and build and build.
You're building it. Exactly, man.
And do it the right way because you want a firm foundation. You do not want to build a house of straw, brother. You don't want to. Don't do it.
Build that great reputation, a great standing, and a great kind of work that people want to refer you to all their friends and neighbors. You know, so that way, just they encourage the success and want to help you move along and bring everybody into the mix that you can help. You know, share that talent with, man. And I think you've tapped into something that is definitely going to be very fulfilling, man. It has right now. And you know, when I hear you talk about the imposter syndrome when you get there on Saturday, I know where you're coming from, man. And it's just one of those kind of things. It's like a conquering your fear. It's one of those things where you conquer it as you go on, and before you know it, as you get into the groove, starting it is probably the most uncomfortable part. But as you converse with each one person, two person, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, before you know it, it just, you don't even think about it anymore, you know, but it's there, and it's there, it's real, but you overcome it. And other people are feeling that same stuff too, whenever they're trying something new. And, it's part of conquering that new skill that you're learning, that new project that you're building, that new part of you that you're out there developing, and you just got to do it. You got to do it, man. So get out there. I'm glad you got book Saturday. Hell yeah. And more people need to be hitting up Eternal Photography. Is it 2020?
2020, 2020, the number 2020.
You know, I know we talk about taking breaks and stuff like that, but if you got a special event coming up, you got something that needs to be able to capture some great photography, I need you to hit up Eternal Photography and say hi to John, all right? He's going to give you a fantastic price, and nobody's going to work harder to get you the best pictures that possibly can be captured at that moment.
Thank you, Tony.
So please, let's move on to some local shows. We've got a bunch of killer bands that are going to be throwing, and I got a shout out. I got a friend, Rubzilla, who plays guitar and sings for a band called Summoning Beyond the Grave, is now a neighbor of mine. So he lives like 4 houses down.
Oh, sweet.
It's cool to have some heavy metal death blood in the neighborhood, man. So I don't feel like I'm the only guy that's running around with a Cannibal Corpse shirt in here.
The Outcast, right?
Yeah. So, cool, he's messaged me, and he's got some shows coming up. So I want to mention a couple of those. But first, I want to get started by giving a big shout out, a big happy birthday shout out to Tommy Sedna. Today's his birthday, brother. And
Tommy.
I know, right? Tommy. Oh, such good people. Me and Tommy started working together over at On the Border in the back kitchen. And man, we go back at least 20, 25 years, dude. And then we started talking about music. At first, it was like, hey, we got to work together. I need I need to play this and that. And then we're breaking down. It's like, hey, dude, you going to that show? Hey, hell yeah. And then before you know it, here's Tommy open his own bar. And then I think it was Jay's Place right there on. And then it moves over to Boozers. And I'm so proud of Tommy. He's making his dreams come true. He's got a fantastic family. Love Jessica. Love the boys. And happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
So
yes, man.
They're having his big birthday bash over there. So he's having his birthday show tonight, and they've got Oppressed Logic. They've got Drink Fight Thugs. They've got Filthy Muff Divers. I like that. Filthy Muff Divers. Let me say that again. Right. And then, of course, our homies, the Gutheta Brothers and Company and Drastic Actions are kicking that too. So, it's going to be a fantastic show. I know that's already going down right now tonight. So if anybody's watching the show live after you watch us, or maybe on the way, jump in the car and go check it out and tell them that Tony and John from the Tony Gomez Show sent you to say hi to wish Tommy a happy birthday.
Wish Tommy a happy birthday. I hope you had the best day tonight, and I hope you have an even better night tonight.
I feel the same way, man. My feelings as well. Hell yes.
And shout out to Michael and Arnulfo of Drastic Actions. And fuck that dude that broke into fucking Chacho's. I hope they catch that dude.
Oh, shit. I hope they catch him, too. God damn. Holy, I had no idea. Was that recently?
Yes. It was like there's been a string of burglaries that's going around. And so somebody broke into Chacho's Tacos about, I think it was like 2 days ago. 2 or 3 days ago.
Man, dude, I haven't really been on social media too much. But damn. I'm sorry, dude. I hope they catch you who's out there. If you know anything about that, please, guys, just I think it's 888-TIPS. Just call it. Tell nobody. But shout out to the Guterres brothers and the family. Keep rocking Drastic Actions and keep putting out the best food over there at Tacos. Love you guys. Mm-hmm. What else we got over at Boozers? I've got Saturday, July 8th. We've got Sky Blast. We've got Ultimatum, Blood of Our Brothers, Summoning Beyond the Grave. Shout out to my man Rubzilla. And they've got Hollow Field and a couple of more bands. So that's going to be a brutal night over there Saturday over at Boozers. And then coming up also Friday the 14th, I want to include this. They've got Allelepsy. They've got Cognitive, Wormhole, and Necrotic Gore Beast kicking ass with Summoning Beyond the Grave. And that's going to be Friday the 14th over at Boozers. So
Friday the 14th. All right. So we got a lot of music going on locally at a couple of venues around town, and Boozers is I'm not gonna lie, man. I miss the old venue, as I'm sure a lot of people are gonna miss the old venue, but this new venue too, I mean, bro, they're making it work, and the loyalty that goes in that
yeah,
place, and just it's real with to these the bartenders, to the staff, to the owners, like you're saying.
yeah, Tacomi, Veronica,
Homie, Veronica,
yeah,
man, bro, it's real, and it just feels like home every time you go into there. So shout out to Boozers. I know they had to move because the owner they moved into a smaller place, but still, guys, give this place a chance. Go out, have a good time. That's what's most important. You have great staff, you have great bartenders, and just enjoy live music, brother.
that's right. Get out there and enjoy it. That's what it shows that we always start out with back in the day where we had to rent like the Elks Lodge, where we had to rent different kind of venues that had never had punk rock or hardcore shows. And then next thing you know, we're not allowed to do it anymore because our crowd comes over there and fucks everything all up. But you got to get out there and you got to support it, man. With from the smallest place to playing the little pizza places, there's always been somebody that's got the balls to let hardcore, metal, whatever kind of genre play in their establishment. And that takes a lot of guts, man, because in this business, especially metal and rock, you get a lot of crazy motherfuckers, and sometimes they get juiced up and it's not gonna finish well. So you really gotta love what you do. So
Yes, sir.
and Jessica for loving this community enough to keep music alive and supporting live music here in town. Love
There
you, Tom.
you go.
And keep. I hope you're having a badass show tonight. Hell yes.
I was just informed by Woody that drastic actions had to cancel due to a family emergency. So I don't know if it has to do with what I mentioned earlier or if it's something else. But whatever went down, I hope everything's okay, man.
Yes, I hope everything's okay with our new foe and Michael and the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see what else do I got going on. I've got Friday. I haven't heard of this place. Matter of fact, it's not a place. Let me share this with you. It's Friday, July 7th, and it's called the Brain Melting Backyard Bonanza. And it's got Summoning Beyond the Grave, Parasite, Grandmaster C, John Rocky Esquivel, and more bands to be announced. And you got to message BBV on Facebook to RSVP and for the location of the place. So it's going to be a backyard party, dude.
Backyard party. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. When is this happening?
This is going to be July 7th on Friday, July 7th, the Brain Melting Backyard Bonanza. So
Brain Melting Backyard Bonanza. The only thing I can hope for, Tony, is that the cops don't come and get called out by some.
Not exactly. Start early. And I know it's easy to say start early when the sun don't go down to like 8:30, 8:45.
No.
But
Hey, so
cool.
Neighbors, be cool about it and let these kids have fun, man. Let's have a good time.
Yes, that's right. I love it. And so that was shared with me from Rubzilla as well. They're playing Summoning Beyond the Grave. So just want to encourage all these local bands that are contacting me and want to put the word out about their shows to please contact the Tony Gomez Show. And I'd be loving to talk about where you're going to be playing. All right. I want to get people out there, bring more people to our shows for everybody's sake. So let me hit the House of Rock. House of Rock has got tonight the Texas Takeover going on with our guys, my brother, Josh Monster Bernal. I love Josh. Man, his band Wrath Upon the Skies is playing tonight with All Falls Down, Of the Fallen, Mile Zero, Cerebral Desecration, and Death of a Dream. And these guys have been on tour, man, fucking out there grinding this whole package. And tonight's actually the Corpus Christi date. And then they're moving forward. I think they still got a handful of shows to do. So more power to the guys. I hope the show's going great tonight. Love you, Josh. Keep up the great work. And whenever you're at the House of Rock, say hi to Josh. He's either behind the bar or maybe inside the kitchen. Say what's up.
Man, shout out to Josh and those guys from Wrath Upon the Skies. Just last night, I saw a video from like 2011, bro. Wrath Upon the Skies, man. He's been grinding for so long. So, man, I'm just proud of you, Josh. I love what you're doing, and I love your drive. And And shout out to the rest of the guys, the rest of the bands on the bill, man. Death of a Dream and everybody else on that bill. So I'm glad y'all guys are out there having fun.
Hell yeah. Keep living the dream, guys. And then, so I want to also talk about one of my other favorite bands. I want to give a shout out Friday. Tomorrow, they've got DJ Joke Finder General and DJ Rob Slob. So I know Rob Slob, man. He's one badass drummer too, man. He's a fucking ripper from Hasta La Tierra. Hell yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yes. To Rob, dude. Hell yes. And Saturday, they've got my brothers, Pete Perales and David Solis. And I think they got Chuck Little on vocals. I'm talking about Rock Soldier. So they're going to be throwing down some classic rock from fucking UFO, from Saxon, from Iron Maiden. So all you old school fans of 80s metal, come out to Black Monk Tavern on Saturday night. No cover there at the tavern always. And check out my guys, Rock Soldier. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. So depending on where you want to go, tonight, you got Tommy's party going on. You got Wrath Upon the Skies at House of Rock. So whatever side of town you're at, go check them out. After you check out the show, go have a drink and tell them the Tony Gomez Show sent you. And I tell you what, we're getting up to the end of the show. Anything on the plate you want to hit before we move on?
I think we've covered it all, Tony. We've covered a vast array of topics and just got into a lot of, the music news and personal news and what's going on. And dude, I just want to give thanks to you, man. It's always a pleasure, and I cherish every moment I get to be on the Tony Gomez Show. I think it's my 4th time on this show, so I'm going to be expecting a jacket soon here. I'm going to be part of the special club.
I'm going to make some shirts, and you're going to get a shirt. Definitely, brother. Hell yeah, that's going to be your uniform when we're doing the show.
Dude, I look forward to many more, brother.
Dude, there's going to be many more. I think me and you are kindred spirits. You know, I'm a drummer, and I just think our outlook and our mindset and our personalities are so similar that I think on the show, it just puts on a better show for our listeners. And as you always got a home here, baby. Always.
Thank you so much. It's crazy. I'm looking at the live and feed, and we're we're an hour and 12 minutes into this, and it feels like we've only been talking for 5 minutes. So it's, when that happens, it's a good time. So
it's a good time. Exactly, man. So let's give a shout out to all our friends that joined us in the chat room tonight. A big shout out to my man, my engineer, my brother, Daniel Adame. Thanks for giving us a shout out all the way from Cabo Wabo, Mexico. Hell yeah. Drink one for us. All right. Take a shot right there for us. And shout out to Renee. Shout out to Woody. We appreciate you joining us in here. And shout out to Josiah Reyes. He wants me to give a shout out. David Goggins is also another badass Navy SEAL.
David Goggins, Papa. Stay
Navy
hard.
United States Armed Forces kick ass. Much respect, and God bless you all. So once again, thanks a lot for checking out the Tony Gomez Show. John, thanks for joining us today, bro.
No, thank you, Tony. I appreciate every moment.
We'll be back again, hopefully maybe next week with Marcus Leal doing an appearance with us on the show, talking about some new El Nino music and some new news about the tour with Cradle of Filth and Devil Driver. And so until then, we'll see you. God bless you. Keep grinding. And thanks for checking out the Tony Gomez Show. See you later, John.
Later, Papa. Love you, brother.
Love you.
See y'all later.